Hi, welcome to Nina in the Kitchen, where today I want to show you how to make a Florentine cookie. Some people call them lace cookies. They're delicious, they're gorgeous, and they're actually really easy to make. Here are the ingredients. My pan is on a medium-high heat, medium to medium-high. This is 8 tablespoons or 112 grams of unsalted butter. If you use salted, just don't use it later in the recipe. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup, 152 grams of dark brown sugar. Now, I didn't have dark brown sugar. I'm going to make dark brown sugar just by adding 1 teaspoon of molasses, and I have a video on that which I will post. This is 1/2 cup of light corn syrup, 100 milliliters. So that can go in right now, along with the brown sugar. Make sure to get all of that molasses out of there. And you just want to bring this to a boil. You don't have to stir it constantly. Just on occasion, give it a little stir. For the rest of the ingredients, I have pecans. This is 1 cup of pecans, 116 grams. And I hope you can appreciate this on camera. This is chopped, I would say fine to like a medium chop. I did this by hand with a knife because if you do something like that in a food processor, they tend to pulverize very easily. So just be careful on that. This is 6 tablespoons of flour, 54 grams of flour. That goes in towards the end. I have 1 tablespoon of heavy cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then we're going to go with 1/4 teaspoon of salt. In the background, you'll see some pans that I've lined with a silpat liner, and you can use parchment paper for that too. The oven is going up to 350 degrees, which is 176 Celsius, and we're all set. Right now, this is very soupy. It's just coming to a boil now. Just stir it on occasion. This will take about 5 or 6 minutes to get to the point where I need it to be, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. I would say this is done. You see, it's kind of syrupy looking. It's thicker than it was, and I'm going to get a temperature for you. This is 244 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 122 Celsius. So if you want to use your thermometer, go ahead and do that, but you can also just kind of eyeball it. You want this to be syrupy looking, thick, and sort of runs in a ribbon just like that. It will coat the back of a spoon. I would not recommend you draw your finger through it because this is very hot. So at this point, this is when you add flour. And I'm just dumping it all in there. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. And as soon as the flour is incorporated, I'll put the rest of everything in here. Now I can see the flour's mixed in, it's blended in. So now I'll just take this off of the heat. The pecans all go in at once, along with the vanilla. Oh, lovely, lovely stuff. This is it. Here's your batter. Let me get the sheet pans and we'll load them up. What I'm doing is I take 1 tablespoon measures. I'm just going to put these 2 across. These need a lot of room to spread. If you put them too close together, they will bake as one piece, and it turns out more like a brittle than a cookie. So you just have to be aware of that. Give them plenty of room, more than you think you need. I'm only putting 6 on a sheet. If you underbake these, what happens is they never firm up and they're always just sort of gushy. If you overbake them, they burn. So there's a sweet spot, and the way you can tell that they're done is they will stop bubbling. So don't open your oven door, just turn the light on and look at them. If there's bubbling, leave them alone. Once it's stopped, keep your eye on them, because you will start to see very quickly that the edges will brown, and leave it in for another 30 seconds and then take them out. These will take 6 to 8 minutes to bake. Well, they're all out of the oven. And you can see how they spread. It's incredible, really. That's why you only put 2 across. If they do form into one big mass, you can easily just break them. I mean, they snap easily. But I thought I would show you some other things you can do with these. Now, a lot of people will paint the back of these. What I've done is melted dark chocolate. Now I'm using a fork just to sort of paint this Florentine. And what's traditional is that you take the tines of the fork and you just go back and forth. This is a dark chocolate. Did I say that? I don't know. And that is a traditional look for these cookies. You get these very slight ridges in here. You can also just take the chocolate and drizzle it back and forth across the cookie if you don't want to paint the whole thing. Another thing you can do is that when the cookies come out and they're still hot, take them off and you can sculpt them around a small bowl. Mine broke, but you'll do better than I did. Put it around a small bowl and you can fill this with ice cream or a chantilly cream, a pastry cream, anything like that. And it makes a nice little dessert, pretty fancy. Drizzle a little chocolate over that, that'd be beautiful. Maybe some berries. And here's another way to go. You can make these, they're called cigarettes. As soon as they come out of the oven, as soon as you can handle it, you wrap these cookies right around something like this, and you get these little shapes that you can fill with a cream of some sort. And again, really nice, special dessert, easy to make, goes together quickly. Thank you so much for watching. You know, I appreciate it, and I have more stuff coming, so I hope to see you. Bye, guys.